Welcome to the Part Talk Show. I'm your host, George, and this is the E-Circuit. We're starting right now from 8 all the way to midday, and I hope you're going to be with us the full time. Today, I want to speak to you about something that happened to me recently, and I thought that would be a good topic to share with you. Now, I wanted to share with you about being lovable today. A lady walked into my office sometime last week for a counseling session. And one of the things that we shared, and I'm sharing this with her permission, one of the things that she said is, I do not feel loved by my friends. I don't feel loved by my family. And to cut the story short, is when we were discussing, I realized that she has a personality, or she has some characteristics in her that can definitely make her unlovable, right? And I realized one thing, that if you want people to love you, if you want people to accept who you are, you need also to make yourself lovable. I give you an example. This lady tends to want people to love her without her changing any of her values, any of her attitudes, or any of her beliefs, right? She wants people to come to her side without her ever making any move to understand other people's positions. So if, take for example, you're even in a different context, you are a son or a daughter, right? And you want your friends, or you want your brothers and sisters, your parents to love you. And you might be feeling that they love my brother or sister more than they do love me. You need to ask the question, am I making myself lovable? Am I difficult actually to love because of my attitude, because of my outlook? If you never do anything in the house, or you never contribute for anything in the house, you never send any kind of contribution, whether or not you are still at that home, do you make yourself lovable? If you are a co-worker in a place of work, do you always accuse others of never carrying their weight or never doing what they're supposed to do, whereas you don't do anything? Let me even go a bit critical. Let me even go a bit in a more sensitive place. There was this lady who was suffering from a terminal illness, and everybody in that family had tried. They had given up much of their work. Even the husband had given much of his dreams in order to support her. And she was sick, definitely, but she was always accusing them of not being there for them. Now, she is sick. Now, I understand that she is sick. Now, I understand that she is depressed, but people around her are trying their best to love her, to be able to be available for her, but she does not seem to appreciate that, making herself even more of a burden. Now, this is something that many people who are sick sometimes they do, making it very difficult for the people who are trying to support them. So sometimes, when you want people to love you and to be there for you, you need to ask yourself the question, am I making myself lovable? Am I making myself likable to the people that I want them to love me? If you're in a circle of friends, you never contribute. And maybe there's a sort of a circle you never contribute. You never take care of the bill. But you always want people to buy for you. You want people to understand your position. You want people to understand your ideas. You want them to take them in. You want people to go to the places you want them to go. Maybe it's a club or even a party, but you never go to the places other people want to go. It is always, this is what I want you guys to do, and I want you to do it. Right? But you never see the other side of the coin. So you need to understand that sometimes the reason maybe you do not feel loved as much as you'd want to be loved, the reason you don't feel accepted as much as you'd want to be accepted, the reason you don't feel that you belong as much as you do like to be, to belong, it's probably because you have not made the effort to be loved as much as you would want to be loved. And so this is the challenge I want to, to pose to you today. You want people to love you. Are you lovable? So before we go for a short break today, before now we go for a short break, please think about this question in the very context that you are as an employee, as a family member, as a friend. Are you lovable? Are you a person who is there for others? Are you empathetic? Do you listen? Or do you always want to tell your story? Do you take time to understand people, or do you always want to be understood? Do you take time to be there for people, or do you always want people to be there for you? And these are fundamental questions that you need to ask yourself so that you are able to receive the love that people are willing to give, but you need to meet them halfway. We're going to take a short break right now, and we're going to be back. This is the Power Talk Show with me, George. Don't go away.